So just recently, the Texas Governor Greg Abbott made a very shocking and interesting announcement. But in his announcement, he also had the backing of several Republican governors, because Republican governors are saying that they are going to push back and they will not let the United States federal government decide the fate of their state. So I want to break down what is going on. We're going to listen to a lot of what Governor Greg Abbott has to say, and I want to talk about that and discuss it because, again, this is going to be very telling as to where we go in the future. So I'm going to break this down in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So I don't want to sit around here and talk for too long. I want you to really listen to what Governor Greg Abbott has to say. So let's jump right in, and I will break it up periodically and give you my 2 cents and also give you updates on this. Because again, this right here is from February 4th, so almost 1 week ago. So let's listen.
Well, let me start by thanking everybody for being here, but more important than that, I want to thank the governors of the United States of America who are standing with Texas. Half of the governors of the United States have joined with Texas in our cause to make sure states can do everything possible to secure our border. Half of the governors
One thing that you need to understand by this,
okay,
and let me just go with this really quick, is that the United States is currently divided. Many Republican governors are backing Texas and saying we cannot side with the federal government because if it was our state, we would do the exact same thing. But let's keep listening.
Are joining us at this event today. And we are here to send a loud and clear message that we are banding together to fight to ensure that we will be able to maintain our constitutional guarantee that states will be able to defend against any type of imminent danger or an invasion.
That's key.
That has been threatened by Joe Biden and his abject refusal to enforce the immigration laws of the United States of America. The laws of the United States passed by Congress, they require the president to deny illegal entry. To the contrary of denying illegal entry, he has aided and abetted that illegal entry. If somebody makes it across the border illegally, the president has the responsibility imposed by Congress to detain any illegal immigrant who's come here.
Now I want to jump in really quick because what President Biden is asking for, and again, I'm not backing President Biden, but what Democrats are asking for is funding so that they can increase the amount of Border Patrol agents that would actually apprehend these people. They're asking for additional funding to build retention centers or detention centers, more or less, and that would hold more people so that they stop allowing people into the United States. And Republicans agree with that. We need those things and additional lengthen the border wall. But what Democrats also put into that bill were policy changes. And some of those changes made it a little bit easier, and they provided immigrants with more protection. That, yes, if they are seeking asylum, we can detain them, but eventually we will have to let them go. And chances are it would be into the United States. So let's keep listening.
As opposed to detaining any illegal immigrant, Biden instead has let them all loose across the entire country with no ability to accurately determine their whereabouts or what they may be doing.
Now, I do want to jump in really quick and just add this one thing, okay? I want to show you a map of the United States. And the reason why I want to show you this map is very simple, okay? For a couple reasons. The first one is a map of the United States for minimum wage. This is a huge one. And this is where a lot of people are very concerned. And I'm just going to show you a quick map. This is of 2023. But what you need to understand is that people coming into the United States are more likely to go to Washington State, Oregon, California, because of our minimum wages. Same thing with Illinois and New York. That's why people are going to those states, is because our minimum wages are higher than other states. For instance, why would anybody want to stay in Texas? Why would an illegal immigrant want to stay in Texas when the problem in Texas is their minimum wage is so low? So what's happening, let me just show you this map of the US really quick. People are coming into Texas down here, but again, and he'll address this in a moment, they're actually coming in from Texas and Arizona and California. Over here, we're seeing the influx of people coming in from Arizona and California now, as opposed to Texas, simply because of all the eyes that are on Texas at this time. But the concern is people are going all over the United States. People are coming from Texas, going to Denver, Colorado, because it's a sanctuary city. I addressed this the other day. Coming to Washington, Oregon, California. Also seeing them go up to Illinois, New York. We're seeing them go to New Jersey, Pennsylvania. A lot of people are just spreading out. This is exactly what Governor Greg Abbott is just saying, is that how do we know where they're going or what their intentions are? Let's keep listening.
Because of this, we've seen the catastrophic consequences of Joe Biden's open border policies. Over the tenure of Joe Biden, we've had 3 Houstons cross the border illegally. All-time records. And we see the dangers every single day. Just to recount a few that happened just this past year.
I want to add one thing really quick. He's saying 3 Houstons have entered into the United States. Here's what we know. It is reported that about 11 million illegal immigrants have come into the United States, or currently are in the United States. Here's the problem. We are actually underreporting that number, because in a new report, it's saying that number is up over 22 million. So we are reporting about 50%. That's scary right there.
The Texas Department of Public Safety, they arrested an MS-13 gang member who was on the terrorist watch list. Know this, there are people on the terrorist watch list that are apprehended all the time coming across the border. These are people who pay extra money not to be caught. The United States of America and the President do not know how many people have crossed the border illegally who are on the terrorist watch list and have never been seen.
And that is a big, big issue. That we do not know how many people were on the terrorist watch list that entered into the United States over the past few years, or even before that. We don't know. If they are a got away, we have no clue. They got away. But here's the issue. The FBI and Homeland Security have both said in the past couple of weeks that the real threat is from other countries. One of those countries is China. Chinese nationals and military-age men continue to enter the United States at an unprecedented rate. Chinese nationals are one of the leading groups of people entering into the United States at this time. It's not people from Mexico. It's not people from Venezuela and Cuba, even though that's what we're being led to believe. It's not people from Guatemala. It's people from China, from South Africa, from Turkey. Okay, those are the people that are entering into the United States, and most of them are all going through the same location. Okay, it is Holotemba, or I think it's Holotemba in California. Okay, that is one of the big locations where people are just crossing, and really there's nobody there to stop them. Let's keep listening, and I want to fast forward in this interview just a little bit, or this little press conference. Listen to this.
Once again, I want to thank all the governors who joined with us today, and all the governors across the entire United States of America who are standing with the right of states to assert self-defense. In furtherance of that self-defense, Texas is the only state in the history of the United States of America to build our own border wall. Texas has deployed our National Guard, who bravely stand guard night and day, and they erect these razor wire barriers. The National Guard has erected more than 100 miles of razor wire barrier. that serves effectively to deny illegal entry. And they have ensured that this entire park that we are in right now will not be an area that can be used to pass anymore. This area we are in right now was at one time, not too long ago, an area where there would be 3,000, 4,000, sometimes 5,000 people crossing illegally. Now that we've taken control of this area, for the past 3 days, there's an average of only 3 people crossing illegally in this area. The point very simply is this. It shows that the state of Texas can do what the federal government is charged to do and has the tools and equipment to do. The president is obligated by laws passed by Congress to actually secure the border and deny illegal entry. Texas has shown that we can reduce it to 3 people crossing across the border.
Now, I want to just jump in really quick. What Texas has done is unprecedented. To go from thousands and thousands of people crossing the U.S. border, U.S.-Mexico border in Texas, go from thousands and thousands of people to 3. Now, again, I don't know if that is 100% accurate. Let's just say that is close. Let's say that's a few hundred people cross. Again, that's a huge over-exaggeration based off of his figures. But he's saying 9 people entered into the United States through Texas in 3 days. Okay, even if that number is not 100% correct, let's say there's a few hundred. That is still a huge, huge difference. A few hundred versus potentially 15,000 over the course of 3 days. That's a huge difference. And what he's saying is, what we have just done works. And that is proving President Biden and the Biden administration wrong. That what Texas is doing is working. Here's the issue. And I showed you this. I've talked about this before. The issue right now is this. Texas is securing this border right here. The U.S.-Mexico border in Texas. But it's leaving this open. It's leaving Phoenix, California, and New Mexico are open. That is where people are going. There's an influx of people that are traveling from here all the way over here and trying to enter into the United States through California and Arizona because they are allowing it. Okay? They are actually allowing it. Let's keep listening to what he has to say, and then we'll wrap this up.
Joe Biden, it is your turn now. Your obligation, your duty to follow the law Congress passed and secure the border, just as Texas has. With that, we'll take a few questions.
One of the things you're going to notice, these governors are not backing down. They're going to do everything they can to protect the U.S. border. So,
let's be clear. Let's be clear about something. Don't fool anybody. We know that the people who control the migration across the border are the cartels who extort money, who rape the people that they victimize before they come across here. The cartels are losing money trying to come into the state of Texas now. The cartels have rerouted their routes to cross the border because Texas is the only state that's putting up any resistance, despite the fact that Texas represents more than 60% of the land miles of the border. The overwhelming majority now of people crossing the border are crossing in Arizona and California, 2 states that are putting up no resistance to illegal immigration.
Now, I want to end on that because the person that was, I believe, asking this question was from Mexico. Anyway, but what Governor Greg Abbott is saying is that Texas is the only one that's putting up any fight. They're putting up these deterrents and it's working. But the one thing I want to bring up, because this is exactly what we're seeing. Okay, I'm going to bring up this map again. But what we are seeing right here is Eagle Pass is over here. Okay, so Eagle Pass is right here. Okay, where's that? Somewhere over here. There it is. There's Eagle Pass right here. Okay, that's Eagle Pass, Texas. That's where all the people are entering. But you look where it is right here. Okay, and you look at how far people would have to go from here. Again, these people are walking. Okay, and they're walking from the southern part of Mexico, clear down here. Okay, so do you really think people are going to walk up here and then think, oh, it's kind of difficult to cross here. I'll just take this little hike all the way over here to Arizona or to California. I think people are doing that on their own. A lot of them are not. And that's what the Texas governor is saying, is that what we are seeing is the cartels are largely at fault. They're the ones that are forcing people across. And again, it's not everybody. We don't know the exact numbers, but we do know the cartels do pose a threat and are a risk to the United States. So with that said, what you need to keep in mind is that this is going to continue to happen. Because guess what? The cartels have money. They have a lot of money. And they're going to do whatever they can to ensure that their money keeps flowing. And any of their product goes from the United States or from Mexico down to up to the United States, or from the United States down to Mexico. Their business doesn't stop. So just understand that's part of the problem. But I just wanted to share this with you and show this announcement from the Texas governor, Greg Abbott, because in my opinion, we are just seeing this just start. It's just beginning. And states are not going to back down to the U.S. federal government. And because of that, that's where we're going to see a lot of these issues. We're going to see a lot of fights between Biden and the states that Texas is currently getting support from. So as soon as you get more information as to what is going on here, I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.